He announced it to his mailing list, and I don't know how big his mailing list was at that point, but we sold 600 copies of that ebook overnight at about $30 each. And when I woke up the next morning and I looked at my email and I thought, why do I have 600 emails? Who spammed me? Where are all these coming from? And I suddenly realized those are receipts.
Whoa.
And I get 50% of all those. It was like, I realized there was no printing cost, no shipping cost, no fulfillment cost, no warehousing cost. The invisible ebook had no cost. So the $30 per purchase there was almost all profit. Ah. Mark took his half, I get half. I so liked this that I went on and wrote 17 more ebooks for him. Now we have he's still a friend, he's moved to New Zealand, but yeah, he was a turning point in the terms of the ebooks.
Yeah, that would be really something, to go to sleep, wake up the next morning, and have had made, I'm doing the math, $9,000 overnight. Right. Just your half.
My part. Yes.
Your part. It's like, you know.
You know, even sleep is so much better when you know that you're going to wake up and you've made money while you were sleeping.
Yeah,
it's a very healthy experience.
That's a healthy sleep, a very nice sleep.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you've had a lot of success with many of your books have the word hypnotic in it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What are some of the titles, and you chose hypnotic because?
Well, hypnotic I thought was a catchy phrase when I first put it on my book, Hypnotic Writing.
Mm-hmm.
Little did I know it would end up being a brand and creating a whole miniature empire of digital products all along the hypnotic theme. In fact, my company is called Hypnotic Marketing, Inc. I'm known as the hypnotic marketer, the hypnotic writer, the inventor of hypnotic writing. All of this because I titled a book, Hypnotic Writing, when I first wrote it. It was our first ebook, and I thought the word hypnotic, which I wanted it to be hypnotic. I wanted people to create hypnotic writing, which was riveting, which was captivating, which was mesmerizing, which was in its own way hypnotic. Mm-hmm. Because of the success of that, I came out with advanced hypnotic writing, hypnotic selling stories, hypnotic swipe file, hypnotic, I don't know, there was like 17 byproducts of the hypnotic theme. I even created a piece of software called Hypnotic Writing Wizard, which is at hypnoticwritingwizard.com. And it's designed to help you write hypnotically sales letters, articles, book chapters, the whole ball and wax. But that inadvertently became my theme, my brand, and my, e-empire, I guess. Yeah. Okay,
so from here, that led to Rhonda.
Yeah.
Is this not true? Rhonda, there's a little Maui story here.
Yes.
Rhonda,
yes.
Who produced and created The Secret.
That's right.
The Secret was here on Maui, and a friend of hers gave her one of your books, yes. And that's how you came to be on The Secret, yes. Subsequently on Larry King, and so forth.
Yeah. Yeah, it was quite a turning point. I wrote a book called The Attractor Factor, which has become probably my #1 bestseller at this point. I've written over 30 books, but out of everything that I have as my life work so far, The Attractor Factor is head and shoulders above everything else. People love that book. And a friend, well, she wasn't a friend of mine at the time, she was a fan of mine living on Maui, gave a copy of The Attractor Factor to Rhonda. Rhonda I'd never heard of before. She read The Attractor Factor, loved it, and she wanted to find me. She found my phone number, she called me, and she said, I love your book. I'm planning to make a movie about the law of attraction. And if I do it, would you like to be in it? Well, I was simply polite to her. I didn't know her at all. I didn't know. I hear from people all the time who have wild dreams, but they don't take any action. So I'm just polite to them and say, yeah, you go ahead and do it. If you pull it off, let me know at some point. So I was polite to her, but really thought I'll never hear from her again. Well, a month or so after this, I'm now hearing from her team. She's raised the money. She's got to make this movie. They want to fly me to Chicago. The movie's going to be called The Secret. I'm going to be in it with like 24 other people I admire, Jack Canfield and John DeMartini and Bob Proctor and John Asseroff, Lisa Nichols, a whole long line of great people. And I'm going to be in with the batch. But even then, even when we filmed the movie, I didn't know it was going to be this historically incredible, globally sweeping, inspirational movement.
Nobody did. Yeah.
Nobody saw. Maybe Rhonda might have had an inkling of it. But I'm not even sure about that. She was simply following what we say in Zero Limit. She was following her inspiration. You know, the last time I saw her was here in Maui. We had dinner. And I asked her, I said, who does your marketing? I said, because the marketing for The Secret is just, this is going to go down as a record-breaking case study. People will be studying The Secret and the marketing behind it. And she looked at the sky and she said, the universe. The universe does my marketing. And I said, well, I was going to offer to help, but I think you're covered. You know. So it's been very powerful, and it's made me more visible to a different audience. And a lot of my marketing work is being left behind, and I'm doing far more self-help, spirituality type work, which is what in my heart I've always wanted to do anyway.
Yeah.
The marketing, again, I only learned it because I had to for myself, was Zen in the Art of Writing. So in many ways, I've come full circle. I've come full circle back into my place in this moment, now doing what I really long to do anyway, is to write things that inspired people and to speak things that motivated people and to live a life that I hope, by example, would set a fire under other people. That's what I'm getting to do now, and that's a hoot.
Ah, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. Just on a kind of cute personal note, I found out you're a real cat person.
Absolutely.
You love cats. You have actually a website, catarium.com.
Yes. Right.
Talk about catarium.
Yeah. Well, when my wife died a few years ago, I've been married for 20-some years, and when she had passed on, I took the cats that we had in Houston and we moved to the hill country outside of Austin.
This is where you live now.
This is where I live now. So it's in the hill country. This is where there's wild animals out there. And I had kitties who were used to the city or used to being in the house. So I was bringing all the herd together, 5 cats I think at the time inside, 1 cat on the outside, 1 dog on the outside. And knowing that the cats want to go outside and inside, they had to be protected. I don't want wolves to come and just carry them off, and I didn't want them to go catching things and bringing them in the house, but I needed them to be able to go into the environment, into nature, into their natural surroundings. So most people have what's called a cat door. So in a guest bedroom or something, there's a little window there with a little flap, and so the kitties can go in and they can go out. I wanted them to be able to go out, but be protected when they went outside. So I hired a guy to build what we've coined a catarium, which it's an entirely enclosed, netted area. And it's netted over the trees, it's netted over the ground, it's netted over everything. And it's so huge that when the kitties go out there, they don't feel like they're in a room. They feel like they're outside.
Yeah, full nature. They can climb the trees, they can do whatever they naturally do.
That's exactly right, and they go in and out all the time. So it's the best of both worlds. I spent a lot of money to build it, but because they're so important. You know, before coming over here, I have a pet sitter at the house back in Texas. She had taken a picture of one of the kitties, and she said she was going to send a picture every day, and she emailed one of the pictures to us. So I'm looking at the picture of one of my kitties, and I'm going, oh, I just love these guys. I just love them. So they're worth all of it, you know?
Your kitties are your kitties.
Exactly
They're
right.
your kitties.
They are my kitties,
Near and dear to your heart.
Absolutely.
Well, I feel like, I could keep talking to you. You're wonderful, but I'm going to get to go to your workshop this weekend and spend the whole weekend with you. So
well, let's go do it.
So I look forward to that. So thank you so much for...
Oh, thank you. This has been great.
This is wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful indeed. So that's it for another episode of Life on Maui. I hope you all really enjoyed this show. I'm personally very inspired by this. I wanted to also bring to your attention that I have started a new business called Your Legacy Video. From doing this show for 2 years, I've realized that everyone's got a legacy. And so I realized that people of all ages, but particularly as you get on in the years, you want to leave a legacy behind to your children, to your grandchildren, and this is why I created this business. So I find out about what your wisdom, what your values, because we all have that to offer, our wisdom, our values, your hopes, your wishes for your children, grandchildren, and on and on. So if this interests you, you can contact me and I'll make your legacy video. Thank you so very much for watching the show today, and until next time, aloha.
me crazy, but I'm never